Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anita's Library. So I am going to be doing the 24-hour reading blog challenge thingy bob. I feel like I'm gonna be successful this time, okay? I know it. So I have, I started it this morning, honestly, and I decided to read Never Lie by Frieda McFadden. Fun fact about me, I get the heebie-jeebies about like creepy haunted houses and stuff, and considering like I'm moving soon, I really don't want to be reading about a creepy crawly house in a new house. So I wanted to get this one done sooner rather than later. And then also I have the audiobook on rental from Hoopla, so I decided while I still have that available to just read this. And if you know, Frieda McFadden books go really quickly. Like I said, I literally just started this morning and I'm literally over halfway done. So I am at this is the remaining time I have left. So I have 22 hours and 59 seconds left on my reading vlog, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of reading done. I've been just a reading machine lately. I've been reading books like a day at a time. I think my camera is crooked. I'll fix it later, just go with it. Yes, I've just been reading a lot lately and very quickly, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm really absorbing a lot of like fun stories, and I really don't have a theme for the books that I want to read during the vlog. I know that I have some audiobooks, like I said, on rental that are going to expire soon, so I'm going to try to prioritize those, but also just whatever I want, you know. I'm not going to go ahead and like plan out which books I'm going to read, because I rarely ever stick to those, and I rarely never get to all the books that I say I'm going to read. So we're just going to go with it, and you'll know when you know when I'm going to read. So like I said, right now I'm reading Never Lie. This is about a couple. They are newlyweds, have been married 6 months, and they are looking for a new home in New York, I think Westchester. And they drive up to the home in like the middle of a blizzard, and they end up getting like snowed in. And the home ends up being the home of a psychologist or psychiatrist who has disappeared. And the wife, Trisha, discovers tapes, and she decides to listen to the tapes. And she is a self-proclaimed busybody, and I feel like a lot of Frieda McFadden's characters are busybodies. Like, they're so nosy. They're so nosy, and Trisha she falls into that category. And it's not necessarily bothering me at this point, but I don't know. Obviously I have thoughts of like, oh, what happened, who's who, and stuff like that, but like I'm 100% going to be wrong. Like, I don't even really try to guess Frieda McFadden's like twists anymore at this point. But anywho, that is what I'm reading right now. Considering I'm listening to the audio on warp speed, because it's just easier for me to absorb the content that way. Like, if it's so slow, if I listen to it regular speed, I promise I just get so irritated, because like, why are you talking so slowly? If you know, like, I talk fast as it is, so I just match my energy, right? So anywho, I'm babbling, but yes, I'm reading Never Lie by Frieda McFadden, and I will definitely finish this in like 5 minutes, and then I'll update you guys on my thoughts and then tell you what I'm reading next. So let's go. she rarely misses. There's been one book that I read from her that just totally wasn't my favorite, but for the most part, like, her books give 4 stars for me, and this one was right on par with the rest of them. The female main character most times is like a busybody and like nosy, and she very much is in this book as well, or at least at the beginning. And you just never know who to trust. I don't feel like there's a lot of characters in Frieda McFadden books, so it makes guessing like who the bad guy is easier than like if it's a ton of characters. But did I guess the twists? No. But I was happy with the twist at the end. Like, I don't know why, it just like, it gave me warm and fuzzies, like it was cute. I don't know. I don't know. But I liked it. I have no critiques, no complaints. It was super quick to read. Like, I started reading it this morning and it is 5 o'clock. I started reading it around like 9 and it's 5 o'clock. And obviously I took some breaks and I listened to some on audio. I read a little bit, most of it, I ain't gonna hold you, I listened to it on audio, but I did read some of it when I had some downtime. But I am just in the thick of like moving and stuff like that. So I really didn't have time to sit and like be one with the book because I'm a procrastinator. So it is the 11th hour. But anywho, that is what I have read. And then the next book that I'm going to be reading is Talia Hibbert's The Roommate Risk. I also have this on the audiobook for this on hold, or like available to me for the next like 4 days on Hoopla. So it technically is part of my September TBR. It's still August at the time that I'm filming this, but the audiobook's not going to be available, so I need to read it now. And let's get a head start on my September TBR. Is that cheating? Let me know. Is that cheating if you read the book before the month that's in? I don't know. But that's what I'm gonna do because I don't want the audiobook to go to waste. And I didn't know that Hoopla only let you check out 4 books a month, or like 4 audiobooks or ebooks a month, and you cannot transfer the ebooks to your Kindle. I was hot when I found that out, and like I'm over here just like, add them to the bag, download, and then it's like, oh, you reached your quota, come back in a month. I was like, what? Dang, that's crazy. I'm sorry, I'm like sweating because I turned the air off so you guys can hear me. But yes, I'm gonna read The Roommate Risk. One of my best friends was telling me about this book, and she's reading at the time we were like nerding out about books over the phone, and she says this is the one. So I'm gonna read it. I don't imagine it to take me very long. I read one Talia Hibbert book and the banter was top freaking notch. This is like friends to lovers, like forbidden romance thing. I don't think I've read a forbidden romance, so this might be my first, but I'm excited. So I'm going to get into that one here. Let me go so I can turn the air on because the girl is melting, and I'll give you guys an update once I have a few pages under my belt. Alright, excuse the lighting. You know the lighting in my bedroom is not the best, but I am obviously getting ready for bed, and I didn't want to pull what I did last time, which is fall asleep during my 24-hour challenge with the timer going. So I just want to show you guys, I didn't show you my last update. I have 19 hours 33 minutes and change to go. I think I'm doing all right. I read one whole book start to finish, and I am on my second book, which is The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. I am on chapter 6, page 58. So far it's decent. Like, he's got it bad for her. It is an interracial relation, or they're not in a relationship at this point, but she is black and he is Indian, and I think they're based in like the UK, so that's why I didn't say like African American or whatever. But she's black and he is Indian, and he's got it bad for her. They like hooked up once when they first met, and then she was like, I just want to be friends and like keep it friendly or whatever, but like they're actually best friends, or she sees him as an actual best friend and he sees her that way as well, but he's just really got it down pat for her. And something happens where like her apartment floods and she like leans on him to like help her, and she ends up like moving in with him, obviously giving like the title. So she ends up moving in with him until like her place can get fixed and whatnot, and they're just like spending more time together, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It doesn't seem like they're particularly like flirty. It just seems like a male-female best friend relationship. Granted, yes, they did hook up 6 years ago, but it doesn't seem like anything is about to pop off at this point. Like I said, I'm only on page 58, not that much into the book, but I'm gonna call it a night. Your girl is tired in this like season of packing and laundry and cleaning and organizing and unhauling and all that stuff. So I am just ready to turn my brain off and get in the bed and watch Grey's Anatomy until I fall asleep. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check in with you guys tomorrow after I get a little bit more in this book, and I will update you on my time once again. So I have stopped the timer. It's not going to be running while I'm sleeping, and I plan on giving you guys updates every night so that I won't do this, right? So that's where I'm at, and I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. Hello. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on where my time is for my 24-hour reading challenge. I have 15 hours and 43 minutes left, and I finished The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. I very much enjoyed this book. I don't think I gave you guys much of an update after starting it, but it was just really fast paced. I listened to this entirely on audiobook. And you know, like I said, I've been moving and I really hadn't had time to like stop. And honestly, for some reason, the audiobook, it didn't announce like the chapters. It has time jumps in this, so it announces like the time jumps, but it doesn't announce the chapters. So I guess like just not hearing chapter 9 like didn't prompt me to stop. So I didn't. I pretty much just listened to this in like 2 sittings. So I really liked it. It is a friends to lovers story. He's had it bad for her for years. His name is Raul, and he's had it bad for Jasmine for years, but they have been very best friends. She is kind of free-spirited and like just doesn't settle down. She doesn't date. She doesn't like get serious about anybody. So from that perspective, like he's had it bad for her, but he knows like how she is and who she is, so he just never bothered. But when she has to move in with him because her house floods, or her apartment floods, then you know they just have nothing but space and opportunity to explore you know, beyond their friendship. So it is super like sweet. It's really sexy. Like it's very sexy, and it has a lot of spice in it. And normally, like, that's not typically something that I'm looking for, is a ton of spice in a book, but it was done really well here. I think like the chemistry between the characters was so nice and like genuine and fun, and I really liked it. If you haven't read any Talia Hibbert, please do. This is my second book that I've read from her, and she's so funny. The banter is so funny. The chemistry between the characters is always like so warm and genuine. This is an interracial relationship. I think she is, I know she's Black. She might be Muslim. I might be making that up, but I think she might be Muslim and he's Indian. And I think that is a very interesting like dynamic. We don't really experience a lot of like their culture in the book, so I kind of wish there was a little bit more of that, because it's just not enough to say like they're diverse characters. Like I kind of want to learn something in that way. So I missed a little bit of that, but I did really enjoy this book. So next, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to read next. I'm still not in the mood to read what was on my August TBR. I mean, it happens to the best of us. But what I am in the mood to read, and I kind of have to read within like the next week is Daisy Haites. This is my second library book. I already read the first one. This is my other library book that I've checked out, and I'm ready to read this. I read Magnolia Parks months ago. I barely remember things. I just remember how the book made me feel and like my frustrations and stuff, but I don't remember the nuances. There were so many characters in that, so hopefully like they give me a little bit of backstory and like reminder of like who's who and how we know each other and how we're interconnected and who's such and such ex and who's been secretly in love. It's so messy, like but I'm ready to read it because this is supposed to be like the turning point. Like either you're still gonna be like, this isn't for me, or this was gonna be like, oh, okay, like I'm in now. So hopefully I like this. If not, then no sweat off my back. Like there are more books on the shelf. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to read this, and I'll check in with you guys when I have some thoughts. Hey guys, so I am still reading Daisy Haites. I am on page 143, chapter, I don't know, probably 50 something, 21, because the chapters are mad short, but I am seriously considering DNFing this. I am also at 12 hours 38 minutes to go, so I'm about halfway done with the reading challenge, or the 24-hour challenge. I'm considering DNFing this because it is truly disrupting my peace. It is truly disrupting my peace, and I just, maybe if I was like 20 this wouldn't bother me so much, but they are making my butt itch. Everybody in this book is making my butt itch. Julian, not so much. He actually seems kind of like mysterious, and I just want to peel back the layers from him. But freaking Christian and Daisy are nearly insufferable. Oh, why are they like that? Like, I'm so serious. Like, I'm about to get a headache. I can't do it. Like, oh, I want to read it because I want it to count for my reading challenge, but honestly, like, I need to protect my peace. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and make the executive decision. I know y'all said to get through this book, get through the next book, and it'll all make sense. I do not care, and I cannot with these books. Like, if they grow and they change and they develop and they mature, I love that for them. I can't stress it enough, because Lord, do they need it. They need some healing. They need some Jesus. They need some sage. And I just can't. I don't need to witness it. Like, you see my tone? You see my energy right now? I don't like it. I don't want to be this. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to see this. I don't want no parts of it. I just want to go about my merry-go-lucky day. And I can't. I can't. Those of you guys who rock and ride for this series, like, I absolutely commend you for your grace and your patience. Oh, I'm stressed, and not in a good way. Not stressed like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, like, the angst is so angsty. No, it's not that kind of stress. I cannot, I won't. I'm DNFing. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead with something else that is not going to make me feel this way. I feel worse reading this than I did reading Binding 13. And Keeping 13. Like, and that book frustrated me to no end. Those books, it was more so the writing style. No, the characters too. I ain't gonna hold you. But these, I do like her writing style, but the characters, Lord, I just can't. So I'm gonna go ahead and DNF. I'm gonna pick something else, and I'll let you guys know when I have done so. I have been reading The Business of Lovers. I started reading this in my last reading vlog, and for some reason, like, I just didn't catch the vibe. But after deciding to abandon Daisy Haites, like, my soul literally just couldn't take it. I knew that I needed like a nostalgic, cozy, feel good, like 90s vibe type book, and I decided to pick this back up since I'd already started it, and I'm really enjoying it. I really didn't know what it was about. Like, I would read Eric Jerome Dickey blind. Like, I don't care. I will read literally anything. So I really didn't care what it was about. I barely read the back. I just knew it was about brothers, and like one of them had a kid. It follows Brick and Dwayne. They also have another brother, Andre, but he doesn't have his own perspective. We barely have Dwayne's perspective for real. He's the one that's a dad, and he's like a struggling artist, just trying to like catch gigs and stuff like that, but he's like between gigs right now. But that's literally all we know of him. And the main character that we're following is Brick, and he is I think he like runs his own business where he like resells like fancy smancy hoity-toity wines that are like exclusive, but he also chauffeurs and provides security for 3 young ladies who are escorts. They have like such, and the 3 ladies are friends, and they like Brick and one of the ladies like live across from each other in these apartments, but the other 2 girls are like in between apartments, so they like kind of all like live in the 2 apartments, and they just, it seems very poly, and it's not, I don't think it's like marketed as such, but it just, I don't know, it seems like very organic. Like, there isn't anything with, so far anyways, I'm on page 235, and let me pull up my timer so you can see how much time I have left. I have 9 hours 45 minutes left. Hope you can see that. Yeah. And I'm on page 235, and so far they haven't like had anything like together, but there's definitely like a vibe and a chemistry, like, and it's different between Brick and like all 3 of the women. And I'm just like, where is this going? Like, I'm so intrigued, but it's so like poetic. I'm telling you, Eric Jerome Dickey, he's like my Tia Williams. Like, it's so poetic and it's so different than like other people's writings, and he always writes the stories like set in LA, and like I've never been to LA. I've barely been to California, but I feel the LA vibe. Like, it's just, I love it so much. So what I mean to say is, I'm reading between The Business of Lovers, sorry. I'm really liking it. It's sexy. It's a different kind of sexy, because I feel like it's because it's written by a man, and like it's his view of sex and like his feelings and experiences like in relationships, the things that set him off, like that upset him, the things that like haunt him, the things that worry him, what he keeps to himself, like what he holds close to the chest, like how he feels about relationships and his family. It's just, it's so enlightening. It's so enlightening, and I'm really enjoying it. So yes, I think I'm going to be done for the night. It is almost 10 o'clock. I've read quite a decent amount of this. I started this today, or I picked it back up today, and I was on page like 57 or something, and now I'm on 243. So I almost read 200 pages today, and I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. So I will give you guys an update once I'm finished. But if you haven't read any Eric Jerome Dickey, please do, and come back and tell me what you thought, because I stand for him. Like, stand. All right, bye. I have finished The Business of Lovers by Jerome Dickey, and this gave me exactly the vibe that I was looking for. I was looking for like nostalgic, like genuine, poetic, like cozy 90s black love, like, and that's exactly what I got. I did get a little bit of drama. Okay, this follows 2.5 brothers, or 2.25 brothers, honestly. So there's 3 brothers in the story, and I looked at the acknowledgments at the back. That's how you know, like, I couldn't get enough of the book, if I'm reading the acknowledgments or like the author's notes and stuff, because I'm like, I want more. And Jerome Dickey said that he did have perspectives for all 3 brothers originally, but he ended up cutting one of them just because like the story was mad long. So it makes sense knowing that now, because like throughout the story I was like, why are we even mentioning this guy? Like, why mention there's a 3rd brother and we really don't learn that much about him? But I get it. Anyways, so Brick is like the main character. He gets probably like 80% of the story, and he finds himself kind of in the world of like sex work and escorts via his neighbor across the hall and like her 2 girlfriends that she meets in the industry. And we just follow them, and they all have like very layered stories and personalities and perspectives and backgrounds and motives, and they're just so like dense and complex, and I loved learning about all of them and their distinct personalities, and like what their goals in life were, and like how those goals shifted, and like how they were challenged. And you know, I thought it was so enlightening. Brick is he's just to himself, but like he keeps things close to his chest, keeps his people close to his chest, and he loves and cares deeply. He is so reliable. He's selfless and careful and loving and just poetic. But I think that's Jerome Dickey's like nod to the characters. He's so like intellectual and insightful and like not judgmental, and he's so grounded, and I like him. I got a little crush. Am I like in love with him? No, but like I got a little crush on Brick. Then the other brother that we get a decent amount of his story, his name is Dwayne, and we follow him and his tribulations with the mother of his son. His son is like 15 now, and his son has been texting him like, I'm hungry, we don't have any food, our lights and water got cut off, like we don't have anything, but like he pays the mom child support. So he's like, what the heck, like I give you enough money that this shouldn't be an issue, like I'm paying you to help take care of my kid, and he's telling me that he doesn't have nothing, like what's going on here? And she's like not answering the phone, the son stops answering the phone, and he's like mad concerned. So he lives out of town. He works as an artist. He's like in theater, so he's normally like in New York. This is based in California. So he ends up like going out to California to, you know, pull up like, hey, what's going on? And you know, we just kind of follow that slice of life from them, and it was mad frustrating to read. Like the girl, the mom, Frenchie, I have no words. Like I hate her. Like I hate her. And then she said some icky things. Like I read it and I had certain feelings with some of the things that she was saying and doing. So you know, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I enjoyed really getting to dip into all of the characters and their experiences. And at the end of the day, Brick's story, I was satisfied with the wrap up. I was less than satisfied with Dwayne's story wrap up, but again, he really didn't have as much of a footprint in the novel as Brick did. So I understand. No, I can't say that I understand, but I'm not surprised. I guess that. But I'm glad that I am back in the world of Eric Jerome Dickey. I have no complaints. And I just started reading Sight Unseen. I thought I had this in a physical copy, but it was on my Kindle. This is on Kindle Unlimited, and this is by Kasha Thompson. If you've ever seen Married at First Sight, this is exactly like that. Exactly, and it's as it sounds. Two strangers get married sight unseen. They don't know anything about each other other than they signed up for the same crazy experiment as you did, which is trusting matchmaking experts to match you with someone who is as most compatible with you as possible, and hopefully your soulmate, and you get married for 3 months, and at the end of the 3 months you decide whether or not you want to stay together. So essentially that is the show, the real life show, and that is this book. It follows Quincy and Evelyn, and they are both Quincy is a lawyer and Evelyn is an artist. She paints, and they Evelyn joined because she's very much she did the show because she's very much a free spirit, and she wants love. Like, she has genuine like motives for joining the show. Quincy says he joined it on a dare, like, why not, or like, if you do it I'll do it type thing, and then he ended up getting matched and he decided to roll with it, which isn't the most genuine of intentions. And when he shares that with Evelyn, she's kind of like, well, that's kind of squashes me, because if you listen to like their vows at the beginning, that's what she says. She's like, there is no plan B for me, like, this is it. Like, I know this is very unconventional, I don't really know you, but like, I'm really putting all my eggs in this basket because like, this is what I got and this is what I'm trying to do. And the whole time he's like, I lost a bet, you know what I mean, or like a dare. It was on a dare. So I don't know, but it's very reminiscent of the show. Like, we're just following them through like the wedding day, the what's it called, the reception, the families meeting each other. Obviously some family members not really being as on board as others. They go on their honeymoon and they have their issues with like communication and learning each other and unpacking, you know, the past, and the issues with the cameras, and like it being really awkward and like creating tension. It's very reminiscent of the show, and I like the show. I watched several seasons of the show. It is one of my guilty pleasures. But I have been eating this book up. I think I'm on page 196. Let me see. I have to tap all the dang on things on the bottom. Yep, I'm on page 196, and I'm definitely going to finish this today. I have like 2 hours 14 minutes left in the book, so I'm definitely going to finish. Speaking of time, this is where I am on time. I have 4 hours 11 minutes 28 seconds left in my 24-hour reading challenge. So from that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this book. I don't have any I'm just probably gonna read another like short story on my Kindle, because I have some graphic novels, but again, I don't have them like with me. So I'll probably finish this and then just read something that I can read in like 2 hours, and then that'll be it, and I'll be done. So I'm gonna get back to reading, and I will let you guys know how I feel about the book at the end. Oh my, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. Why? Oh my god. Oh Lord. Oh my god. You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. You're infuriating me. That's stupid. Hello. So it has been, it's been some days since the last clip of me reacting very dramatically to reading Sight Unseen, and just like looking back at that, that's how you know it's a good book. The book is doing what it needs to do. If you're like getting me to laugh and like be upset and like talk back to the book and like have opinions and insight and just be that engaged, like kudos to you. But I've since finished the book. I even started another book, I'll tell you in a minute, but I very much enjoyed the book. If you like the show Married at First Sight, or even Love is Blind, more so Married at First Sight, because this is literally copy paste like that idea concept just in book form. If you like that show, you'll definitely like the book. It's messy, it's funny, they're making silly communication errors and stuff, obviously because they don't know each other, but they have this like the utmost commitment to each other, obviously because they're married. But I very much enjoyed the book, very much, and I will read more from the author, Kasha Thompson, I believe her name is. So yes, I finished that, and then unfortunately I don't know what time I think I had like 2 hours left after I finished that book. I started two, actually. One was The Reformatory. I'm reading that on my Kindle, by Tanner Dew. I haven't read that much in it, honestly. I've probably read maybe 3 chapters, but I'm liking it so far. But I ended up settling with Long After We Were Gone by Terah Shelton Harris, and I am a decent way through this one. I think I'm on page 236 at this point, but I wasn't at the time that I finished the reading challenge. I was on about page 100 when I finished the reading challenge. This was like 2 days ago at 1:13 because my alarm went off. I was like, what is this alarm at 1:13? It's the reading challenge was done. So I did read for 24 hours, and it was fun. Like, it's so weird because now that the challenge is done, like every time I pick up the book, I'm thinking of like, start the timer, like, but I don't have to do that, obviously. But it's fun. This is definitely the way that I will do 24-hour challenges, like moving forward, versus just like 24 hours straight. I really can't read for 24 hours straight. Like, I very much admire those of you who can, but I'm not there yet. Okay. But I can give you 24 cumulative hours. So I'm glad that I was successful in this challenge, to redeem myself from last time, from falling asleep on it. But yeah, this is really fun. I like just going with the flow and like picking up what I wanted to pick up when I wanted to pick it up, and not having to like stick to any rules, honestly. Like, I'm finding myself to be like less caged in like my reading preferences and like my reading journey and stuff. So this is fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more 24-hour reading challenges, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll pencil it in. I'll pencil it in. But coming up next week, Monday through Friday, every day at 6 a.m. Central Time, I will be hosting a bookish content video. And this is for my end of summer book camp week. End of summer book camp. So I am just like doing this to signify the end of summer. It's a transitionary phase for me. As many of you guys know, like, I'm moving. I'm literally in the car right now getting ready to drive. But yeah, I just wanted to do something special for you guys, for like supporting me and being on this journey with me. This is literally the most fun thing that I've done in a long time, and I'm so glad that you guys are like along the journey with me. So hopefully you enjoy the end of summer book camp week coming up next week. I'm so friggin' excited. I'm so excited. This is even like, okay, I'm gonna stop rambling, but I'm so excited for it. Subscribe so you don't miss. There's tons of goodies on there, very unique style videos for me anyways. So I hope you like it. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so before moving on. Other than that, I'll see you guys next week at camp. Bye.